Good afternoon and welcome to Teleislas News. These are the most important news at this time. In the morning, the public hearing of the multi-year investment plan of the National Planning Department was held. The meeting was attended by the community in general and members of the Raizal Authority.
The Archipelago Department was the setting for the public hearing of the Multi-Year Investment Plan 2023 through 2026, in which citizens of the island participated in the prioritization of investment initiatives for this four-year government term and also had access to the details of the plan. Antonio Avendaño, Director of Territorial Planning of the National Planning Department, explained the transformations proposed by the National Development Plan.
Today's exercise seeks that citizens prioritize which are the most relevant transformations of the 5 that are part of the National Development Plan 2022 to 2026, Colombia World Power of Life, and within that transformation, which are the actions of change prioritized within those catalysts of change. These will have assigned resources that will be discussed in the multi-year investment plan, which is an essential element in the National Development Plan. The figure that we bring today for the multi-year investment plan, which is indicative and not definitive, here came the discussion with the citizens and then the discussions in Congress, is $3.2 billion for 2022 through 2026. This represents a real increase with respect to the allocation that was given for the multi-year period of 2019 through 2022.
The opinions that were known by the community will be collected and taken into account for the discussion in the Congress of the Republic for the approval of the multi-year investment plan. These resources will be oriented to the 5 transformations of the PND related to land use planning, social and environmental justice, productive transformation for life, and regional convergence.
The Departmental Governor's Office provided a detailed report on the governor's visit to the island of Curaçao, together with the We Speak team, the Education Secretariat, and the Ministry of Education, Sports and Science of the Caribbean country.
The governor of the department highlighted the importance of the visit to Curaçao and the tour he made with the team that accompanied him to the different educational institutions of the Caribbean country, arguing that it will serve to strengthen the educational system in the islands in terms of the language used in the archipelago.
Fortaleciendo pues el tema con los profesores.
Strengthening the language issue will be an important beginning that is a commitment of our government that is in constant development with an eye for a new beginning, and that is the commitment to strengthen the languages of Creole and English, which are a human wealth. Something we also want to do is to extend our ties in the sports area. We have been meeting in the Caribbean for more than 30 years in the sporting and cultural areas.
Governor Hawkins also asked the government of Curaçao to participate in cultural events in the Caribbean country in order to continue learning about the system they use and apply it in San Andres and Providence. He also invited them to participate in events in the archipelago departments to strengthen the ties between the 2 Caribbean islands.
In other news, the Minister of Housing will lead a community dialogue in Providence and Santa Catalina in order to listen to the population and their proposal, thus ensuring that the community is part of the construction of the National Development Plan from 2022 to 2026.
On December 17th, the Minister of Housing, City and Territory, Catalina Velasco, will be in the island of Providence listening to the proposals of the community during the community dialogue that is being conducted to contribute to the construction of the National Development Plan 2022 through 2026. The needs and possible solutions presented during this meeting will complement those analyzed on November 9th during the binding social dialogue in San Andres, with the active participation of authorities and leaders of the island.
Seguimos con nuestros diálogos regionales.
We continue with our regional dialogues and these opportunities for Providence. We want to invite you this Saturday from 7 in the morning to Bombona School to listen, dialogue, and talk about everything Providence needs. needs. For the government of the change, it is essential to build the NDP with the community because all its proposals will be submitted to the National Planning Department.
The general themes that would be worked on revolved around the transformational axes that make up the lines of the NDP 2022 through 2026: human security and social justice, territorial planning for peace, social regional convergence, the human right to food, energy transformation and green growth with environmental justice.
And with satisfaction, the agricultural food fair was developed in the farmers market in the morning today. Much more community attendance is expected during the afternoon.
Farmers and agricultural entrepreneurs will be present in the Rockwall sector at the farmers market until 3 in the afternoon, where the Raizal community will find a great variety of local products.
The farmers, as they have seen in our agro-entrepreneurs, since we also have products transformed from agricultural products that they have in their plots and productive yards, well, they have brought their samples today. Even though Hurricane Julia hit them very hard, today is a surprise to have Bosco because we did not have any in the previous fair. Today we also have some new products. For example, we have breadfruit patacon, we also have basket pepper, we have Panamanian basil, and they have also brought a variety of sweets and cakes.
Women from the Raizal community will be also presented with lunches that can be purchased by those who come to the farmers market. The fair will be held until 3 o'clock in the afternoon. For this reason, the community in general is invited to come to the place and get to know the products offered.
We will be there until 3 o'clock in the afternoon. They will be at everyone's disposal, but today we want to leave happy and close the year with great satisfaction. Look, there is even sugarcane.
And the Secretariat of Tourism is committed to maintaining air connectivity and strengthening it in order to increase the number of foreign passengers entering the department by 2023.
For the coming year 2023, the Secretary of Tourism, Juan Enrique Archibald, report that they are working to improve air connectivity and will continue to promote the destination in order to increase the interest of foreign tourists in the archipelago.
Bueno, el próximo año esperamos mantener
Next year, we hope to maintain or increase international air connectivity. We will be attending international fairs with island entrepreneurs in different cities of Colombia, bringing the San Andrean offer. In this way, we are looking to work hand in hand with the airlines to fill those flights so that they can come to the island and have greater profitability. In addition, we have the opening of new routes. We understand that a request was submitted by Avianca to open Cali-San Andres route directly, and we are promoting also the opening of the Avianca route from Cartagena to San Andres that will allow us to have basically direct connection with some new flights that are starting to operate from Sao Paulo to Cartagena, from Quito to Cartagena, and other flights from South America that are going to come openly and directly to Cartagena. We could make a package work to sell multi-destination and return to the time when tourists had both destinations.
For the head of the Tourism Secretariat Office, it is important to continue with the promotion of the destination to achieve the increase of foreign passengers in coming to the archipelago, as this will help the economy considerably.
And the departmental government has announced that the Okra declared 104 people in an irregular situation between the months of October and November. During these months, 67 citizens' complaints were handled.
Between the months of October and November, the Office of Control of Circulation and Residence, OCRE, declared 104 persons in an irregular situation as a result of the control and surveillance actions carried out through joint operations and attention to complaints filed by the citizens of the Archipelago Department. In October, 52 people were expelled from San Andres Island, and in November, another 52 individuals. These figures also include returns at the airport, often because the person has been blocked from entering the island or has already been deported for more than the stipulated time in accordance with Decree 2762 of 1991. A person is declared in an irregular situation if one of the following situations is confirmed: entry to the Archipelago Department without a tourist card, being inside the islands outside the authorized term, violate the norms on conservation of natural and environmental resources, or carrying out work activities without being authorized. It should be noted that the total number of complaints received during the months indicated was 67, being this strategy one of the most effective for population control, where the main ally has been the general public, who have responded to the call of the OCRE to be co-responsible in monitoring the movement and residence on the islands.
In recent weeks, there has been an increase in the number of confirmed cases of COVID-19 at the national level, from 600 to 700 cases per week to 2,112, although there has not yet been an increase in hospitalizations or death. In the case of the Archipelago Department, 2 positive cases are reflected, and here is a complete report.
COVID-19 continues to represent a challenge worldwide, given its high transmission and the additional mutations defined in different sublineages of the Omicron variant. The National Health Institute reported through its webpage the figures of the cases reported during the present week in the country, where the archipelago reported 2 positive cases, reflecting a total figure of 10,340 cases reported. On the other hand, the total number of recovered patients is 10,151 cases. The Archipelago Department continues without variation in death due to the pandemic, with 155 patients deaths in total for both municipalities of the island territory. On the other hand, vaccination against the coronavirus shows a total of 130,589 total doses applied, 118,812 in San Andres, and 11,777 for Providence and Santa Catalina. The National Deputy Director of Communicable Diseases, William Alberto Robles Fonegra, called the attention of the EAPB, territorial organizations, and in general the citizenship to maintain alertness, care, and protective measures against COVID-19 and other respiratory infections, also indicating that the virus still causes death and should not be taken lightly, so it is important to complete the vaccination schedule.
Now let's get to know other facts that today are news in our brief news section of today.
Next Saturday, December 17, the last national vaccination campaign of 2022 will be held, with the purpose of completing the various regular vaccination schedule as well as moving forward with the vaccination against COVID-19, sensational influenza, measles, and rubella. The Secretariat of Health invites the entire community to participate in this free campaign, attending the different points provided for this purpose. The Office of Women and Gender Affairs managed the National Apprenticeship SENA, the training of the population of SENA women, entrepreneurs, and members of 6 organizations in the department, with complementary courses of 40 hours, which granted them certification in service and customer service, training of soft skills for life and productivity. In total, 85 certifications were delivered to women from different organizations. Starting today, the departmental administration will hold a Christmas novena in the Coral Palace Square until December 24. With carols and prayers, the children of San Andres will have the opportunity to concentrate for 9 days in the manger installed in front of the government building to recall the months leading up to the birth of Jesus, and ending with his arrival in the Bethlehem portal.
Claro Empresas llegó a San Andrés con internet ultra veloz para que tu negocio vuela. Adquiere todo Claro Empresas con internet fijo desde 160 megas, más planes móviles, y recibe con tu internet fijo página web sin costo adicional, hasta 310 megas y más gigas en tu plan móvil. Adquiéralo ya, llama ya al numeral 400. Y con esta información llegamos al final de nuestra emisión. We see you tonight at 8 p.m. with more of Teleislas News. Good afternoon.